It's time for the Killjoys after show here on AFTERBUZZ. We are talking season 2, episode 3, Shaft. Stick around.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello and welcome to the Killjoys after show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. If you have not already, go to youtube.com/AFTERBUZZ TV. Hit subscribe. We're also on iTunes and SoundCloud. I'm your host, Yael Tygiel. You can tweet along with us at Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL. Yep, use just mine to tweet along with us.
That's all you need.
I'm joined by my crew. My crew is here. Zach.
Hi guys, I'm Zach. You can find me at that Zach Wilson. Just referring to yourself as the only host, Yael. That's a John-Kamen move.
That's a John-Kamen move, I know.
And I'm Stephen Lemieux. You can follow me on Twitter and contact us about the show at YAELTYGIEL.
That was
of
beautiful.
course, it's Yael Tygiel.
Thank you. It's great because I don't actually look at my Twitter during the show. So tweet at us.
We're just joining the live chat.
Yeah. We have you guys in the live chat. We are talking season 2, episode 3, Shaft, which makes...
Shaft!
Yeah, see, you want to make those jokes?
You know what's funny? Is because last episode we made the Shaft joke.
Yes.
About shut your mouth, but I was only talking about Jelko.
Right.
And now this episode's called Shaft.
Yes.
So, I mean, prophetic.
Good job.
I'm like some kind of monk.
Fairly certain the Shaft jokes came up because we were talking about the episode title for next week.
No, they weren't.
Thanks. Good job. Good job, Zach.
They were not.
All right, so we start our episode pulling the season premiere thing to do like a fake out, right? We start with her in the shaft and she's...
We didn't need that.
I agree 100%, especially because Dark Matter did the same thing on their episode.
It would have made so much more sense if we got a scene between Dutch and Alvis that kind of foreshadowed their almost kiss later in the episode.
Right.
I think that would have made a lot more sense because when they did the almost kiss, I was just like, really?
Okay, we will get to that.
Yeah. Yeah, I have thoughts on that.
All right, before we get to everything we really want to talk about, I want to really quickly go over Potter, who is still being held captive. Yes? Thoughts that you'd like to share? No. Okay. So we're talking about Potter and Jelko stuck in Spring Hill. And we find out after she's on a call with her father that she is safer in Spring Hill for now.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah. And as she's trying to escape, she has a proposition. Jelko's such
I got a
perv.
proposition for you. Oh, let me just peel back my skin. It's my heart.
Yeah.
My heart needs you.
Right.
Look,
Because when I proposition people like that, it's different.
Look, his heart has a lot of foreskin that he needs to pull back
God.
he can...
Wow, Zach. Way to start off the show.
Going up to a girl and peeling back your heart skin and offering it to her, it's a Jelko move right there.
That's a real Jelko move. But Potter's not
Super
an
weird.
idiot, and we get her in surgery, and that she pulled a Jelko move, totally got out of there. I love the way she tricked them. I love the way she stabbed the other guy. And I thought she killed him. I was good.
Like, you kind of just like, he's kind of like bleeding out of his heart right now. You kind of put a hole in his heart right now.
Oh, Jelko?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought she might leave him for dead.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess it's what he said. She's not a killer.
You're too much of a doctor to kill someone you hate. I disagree because she killed the security guy.
I don't think she killed him.
She stabbed a scalpel in his neck.
I thought that was a needle.
No, she put a needle in him.
Oh, well, she had
I
a
think
scalpel.
she knocked him out. That's why it was like why he was still going, and then he just sort of slumped over after
Yeah,
it.
it took a
My
while for the
mistake.
medicine to be. But my whole thing is like, he's like, oh, what did you just inject me with? Oh, something for the pain. Wait, you mean she's operating on your heart before you've gotten anything for the pain?
Yeah.
It's like he seems a little bit too okay with digging through his skin and like
Will
having.
you stop it because I'm picturing it now
Like-
and it's gross.
It's like I was imagining something like, I'm Jelko, aka Robert Downey Jr. from Iron Man. This is a reactor in my.
Yeah.
Like I was like, what is he gonna do? And it's like just his heart. Ugh.
Yeah, that's weird because I mean,
Also,
she's
his
not an
heart was a
engineer.
little bit not where your heart is. It was like up in his corner and not.
No one knows where the hearts are going to be in this faraway future.
Yeah, he also says that it has a lot of birth defects, so like that like it could like he could like legitimately it could be too high.
Incest is a definite Jelko move.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
At least he like seemed to acknowledge that's like, yeah, that's not a good thing.
Yeah, guys, inbreeding is not good.
I'm
Our brothers
surprised.
and sisters are really close. Let's just leave it at that.
I will say I'm surprised though that his family has a ton of inbreeding because he says he's not. I would understand if the 9 had a lot of inbreeding, but he's from a lower class.
Yeah, he's Creshy, but he's not for the 9.
So like I wouldn't think that they would be as set about their like staying within their families.
I mean, I think anyone on Crash is going to be they're higher class in the classes system than the people on like Westerly, and so they're going to be trying to maintain their status on Crash. I totally could see.
I mean, I guess instead of is one of those like rather than marry down,
right?
If they can't marry up, they just
there's
inbreed.
It's interesting because they're pulling stuff out of like olden times of the world where your standing is based on your bloodline, and the purest bloodline has a better standing. So back in like ancient China, they'd do the same thing. You'd have family intermarrying because you have the most pure bloodline of the emperor or whatever. Yeah. So it's kind of the same kind of concept, but it's also, you could also look into a deeper saying, well, it's expensive to get married outside the family. You have to have a dowry, you have to do all these other things. So maybe they just kept it within the family to save money.
So anyway, I'm really disappointed she didn't kill him. I really was hoping she would have. But she is smart, and she does take his blood and get evidence of things that's going on there. Hill's death. She gets information about the walls that are going to go around every city in Westerly.
Yeah, they're basically planning on turning Westerly into a slave planet.
Yeah, but also we kind of got a map of Westerly, which was very exciting. And she's taken all this info. She's going to get out. She's put her ankle monitor around his heart, which is genius. I'm disappointed that she didn't kill him, but that's a great plan too.
Well, the other thing is that means I guess if he goes back in, he might be able to deactivate the bracelet, but he definitely won't be able to get that thing off his heart because there's no other heart surgeon around.
Right. I mean, he can easily, I think the idea was that he couldn't chase her as she left. Yeah. But he's not going to die unless he...
No, he's not going to die.
Yeah. Which... I wish Potter was stronger and could kill her.
Well, it's a different kind of strength to show mercy to your enemies.
Oh, shut up.
Well, at the same time, it benefits her more for him to stay alive.
How so?
Well, right now she's in touch with her family. She knows what's going on outside of the quad. She's playing it very safe in some ways. And... like, what's the fallback if she kills an officer of the company? It's not a good move to just go ahead and willy-nilly murder the guy who's in charge of everything in this city. It's just not a good move.
And they can't charge her with anything from like the assault on the security guard because that would be admitting that they've been holding a member of one of the 9 families.
Good point.
Hostage in their facility.
So Potter gets out and is in touch with Johnny Jacoby, beautiful idiot, coming to save her. But
she's not in touch. She leaves a message.
No, she was talking to him as she is escaping. She loses.
I think she was listening to the message he left, right? That Lucy was telling him.
No, after she gets out, she's talking to him. But like there's static, and
there's static, and then she gets knocked.
and then she gets knocked out.
I think it's Fancy.
You think Fancy's taken her?
I think Fancy's the one who knocked her out.
Interesting.
Because I think Fancy's on Klein's side, and I think if there's anything, like he'd want control over Potter for at least something, or at least to arrange a meeting.
Interesting.
It also might benefit whatever Klein's plan is to get them their doctor, because like he has said in the past that he wants her to have her team because she's going to need them. Well, having a doctor on team with you, it's a big help.
I see. I disagree. I don't think it's Fancy. I think it's something to do with all the drama going on Westerly.
You think it could be? I mean, there's the other side where it could just be one of like her family.
Yeah, it could totally be her family.
But like they needed to do it this way for whatever reason.
Absolutely.
Well, I don't think it's her family, because I think her family was telling her to stay there because she's safer there. I think whatever the threat is to the 9 families right now is related to Klein and related to the lady that Klein's technically against, and perhaps level 6. And side note, this might be a little off topic, but watching the show, I finally realized who Potter reminds me of. She looks like if you took 2 of our hosts, Peg Arad and Katie Campbell, and put them together into one person.
I really like that mix.
You won't be able to unsee it once you think about it.
Everyone is now going to go and look up those 2 lovely hosts.
Wow!
That
Yeah, I see it. I see it immediately.
All right.
But before we stop talking about Potter, I can't be the only person after this episode totally shipping. I wrote down a name for this. Gillinor. Johnny
and Potter. Here's where I stand on that. Excellent segue. Lucy was incredibly jealous of Potter this episode.
Did you take? I didn't take that as jealous. I took that as like.
Okay, so Lucy, when she says that she has a map of the area and she says, I have a fascinating soil sample analysis, and Johnny goes, I'll save it for bedtime. Why don't you call Potter? And I don't know if you heard Lucy, but Lucy went, fine.
I missed that.
She was not
no,
happy.
Lucy, and she's extra feisty. And when she tells him there was a spike in Potter's thing, and he goes, when were you going to tell me that? She goes, it happened 47 seconds. She was real sassy, Lucy.
Yeah, I guess I hadn't thought
jealous.
about that, but that totally was... Oh, that totally is her being jealous.
Do you think Johnny's interested in her, though?
In who?
In Potter.
I mean...
Like, it seems that way, but, like, at the same time...
If they do get together, she's going to die.
Yeah, and, like, does he really want to take what his
her
brother had?
Sloppy seconds?
Look...
Eskimo
Davin
brothers?
apparently sleeps with everybody, so sorry, Johnny.
Well, who doesn't on this show? It's great. It's the best show ever.
Hey, the people he sleeps with don't die.
That's true.
So...
Either way, I like the play between the 2 of them. I think they have a good dynamic, Potter and Johnny.
You're really going with Gillinor?
I mean, you guys, look, chat roll, improve that.
You don't
I'm
like
not
Jotter?
married to that. Jotter?
Or Pawnee? I like Jotter.
So I thought about all the...
Pacobi.
Pacobi.
But like you can't do Pacobi because Davin's last name is also Jacoby.
I know, so you're right either way.
Yeah.
It's great.
Or ship them all together.
Pacobi.
Oh.
I like the Pacobi. Anyway, so I want to talk about the mission that they get sent on in the Northern Badlands.
The Northern Badlands.
They're looking for Paolo and...
Tanya.
Not Tanya.
Davin.
Yeah.
Tanya.
And their sister, Dina, who has a normal name. So their ship goes missing. We find the ship. It's covered in moss. How is there moss in the desert?
Is it bad that when it introduced, like, the 3 people, I was like, which one is Johnny going to fall in love with and which one's going to die?
You know, I didn't have that thought because I was too busy thinking about him and the moss and how he's not a mossologist.
Hey, man. Mossology is a real science, okay?
Is it? Is that a thing? A mossologist?
It was hotter than hell's in that mine.
Thank you so much.
Just so everyone's
couldn't
aware,
think clear.
there was a drinking game that Aaron had said on some interview that the drinking game is when any of the Jacobys are shirtless. And I will say this. The new drinking game is when they say hells.
I hate it so much.
You got to drink to get through it.
I hate it. Like Michelle, I hate hells.
I hope that Michelle continues to put it in, and I hope people get real wasted watching the show.
It feels like a period after hells in the middle of a sentence. It's like, man, it's hotter than hells in here. Like, it just stops.
I see.
It stops the flow of sentence 3.
I mean, it's not. I don't mind it. It's like you would get those kinds of like weird little touches. Like it reminds me of Battlestar Galactica because like every time it'd be like, gods damn it, because they don't have one god, they have many. Yeah. So apparently in this society there are a lot of different hells.
Well, I think that definitely plays into this episode. We go into the mines. We hear about this this prayer that sounds to me like a prophecy more than a prayer, but it's a prayer. And we are in the mines because we're looking for Paolo, and we're looking for Dina because Paolo's killing him. And Tanya's all upset.
Did y'all know it was a illusion immediately?
Yes.
Yeah.
I knew it was an illusion, and I knew that the thing with
Dutch in the beginning was
with
an
my
illusion.
beloved had to be an illusion.
Oh, yeah.
Because he looked so good. He just looked so good. And last time we saw him, he was in like a stasis ball.
Yeah, that was the thing. Is like there's no way he's in this mine after being sent far away, far enough away that he had to be put in stasis.
He looked so good. What were we talking about? Sorry.
We were
What a fox.
Talking about the mine.
All right, so we're in the mines, and we have these. We have moss everywhere, and we find out that there is an underground temple with the symbol because the faith grew up in the mines. This episode felt so like you need to learn about the history of the faith, guys. We need to understand this whole monk thing, and we did, and it was. I know you love mythology and like history and all of this backstory stuff. So this episode I was watching, being like, Zach's gonna love this.
I mean, this is the part where I'm now like, I want to know what the story is here, and I'm trying to apply what they've given us so far. I don't think we have enough to really figure out exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
But so, I mean, when they say like 12 went away to fight the devil
on Arkin,
which is a dead planet. So I don't know. Have they said how long people have been in the quad?
Not that I remember.
9 generations.
No.
No, well, that's since they made that deal, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's how long they've been in the quad.
I don't know.
So,
and we then find out that the original prayer is that none came back, but now we find out from the body of the monk that was found in the mine that one came back.
Well, none and one in the language are spelled very similarly, so it's just like no N or with an N.
yeah.
Go on.
One of my theories on these 12 is that those are the 12 we saw. Those are the monks we saw in D'Avin's, his
The
vision.
memory?
And I mean, what they seem to be setting up is that Dutch is the one that got away.
Interesting that you think that.
It
'cause-
plays into the clone discussion that theory that we had previously. Or, I mean, she can't be immortal because she was a kid, but it could,
also,
who knows what kinds of, reliving of a life, it could, I mean, you could get into, putting a spirit from person into the new body.
I mean,
Isn't it, I was taking it more as the monk that was in the mine was the monk that got away.
So that's what it sounds like Alvis says, right? He says that the monk in the mine got away, which means that he may have been the one that got away. I think that has more... So I took it as it has to be something to do with what's going on with D'Avin, right? Because we find out that these... Okay, let's talk about the Mossipedes.
You mean the tribbles?
Yeah, they're not tribbles.
Well,
Tribbles are
hold
adorable.
on, just before we move off of the...
Well, I think it's relevant.
Okay.
So
as long as we're coming back to it.
I think because of the way they react to D'Avin, because I want to talk a lot more about them, but the way they react to D'Avin, I think that's what makes him something to be with the one that got away or something. Possibly.
Yeah, I mean, my what I started thinking when they introduced the one that gets away, I don't think this mummified monk that we find
is the one that came back.
I think the idea is that they each have a piece of a prophecy, and it's been so split up, no one even knew that they were holding just a piece of something.
Okay.
Because Alvis has the first part, the 12 went away to fight.
But it's a prayer.
Yeah, but that's exactly it. But he just thought of it as a prayer, not a piece of a prophecy. He's now seeing there's another piece. Who knows how many other pieces there are that certain monks just think is part of a prayer.
I see.
And so it becomes a scavenger hunt to figure out to piece together this tale and get to the end, which I have to imagine is what gives us the black root, because he Alvis recognizes the symbol because that's part of the tale, and that was on the floor of the black roots. Was it on their ship or the base, wherever it was?
Well, that was just under where Klein was.
Yeah.
That wasn't anything to do with Black Root. That was where they were, but that was where Klein
it was
was
just in the
standing.
same sequence that
So
we
wait,
saw it.
I really just like the idea now that you're giving us this treasure hunt of body parts. Because this could be real fun.
It doesn't have to be body parts.
It does. So far, it's
That was where
etched. They're Scarback. So far, it's etched into their skin. I like this. I like where we're headed. I'd like to see more.
It could be on a living person. Is what I'm
I like
saying.
that.
So I had a few ideas based on this too.
Okay, but then I want to talk about Mossipedes.
Okay, Mossipedes, yeah. One of them being that the symbol could be the symbol for the system before people invaded it and took it over, and that the Scarbacks were the original people of this system, and Arkin was turned into, like, think about when Americans came, or when, I guess, British people came to America.
Europeans came to...
And the Indians viewed us as the white devil in some ways.
Right.
So it could be that the humans who came later set their base on Arkin to colonize the Quad.
And took out
and the 12
natives.
devils were the people going to Arkin to sabotage it, to take over. But they lost, of course.
Okay.
And now this is just the symbol for that civilization before the company came and before whatever it is came.
Yeah, the company could be the devil.
The other thing that I think is really interesting is, what do the Scarbacks do to pass on their history, and what do they do for their religion? They cut themselves. They scar their skin.
Yeah, they do.
What can you not do?
Sorry.
What can you not do if you're part of level 6? So imagine if scarring yourself and cutting yourself isn't to atone for sins, or it wasn't originally that.
Yeah.
It was originally to make sure that everyone present was not level 6.
Oh, so clever. That was beautifully done.
Interesting. Yeah, because you wouldn't even
Speaking
have
of-
scars.
Yeah. Speaking of, let's talk about the Mossipeds that you can cut in half and all pieces live.
Well, it's like earthworms.
They have a green
like
goo.
humans.
They have a green goo inside.
Ziz.
Yeah, it's green Ziz.
It says,
Okay.
this is the crossover
Yeah,
for
yeah,
Helix.
I got it. They may have the same plaza as the biocomputer. They have a hive mind mentality. They're Daleks. And they have psychotropic venom. And when you flip them over, they look like angry vaginas.
They got teeth.
They have teeth.
Vagina dentata.
And they may or may not be afraid, or I think afraid of Davin, because he is resistant to the goo inside them.
Well, he pushes it away.
Yeah.
Like when he
Sorry.
like when he was lying shirtless in Red 17.
Remind me
Arkin,
again.
He was shirtless.
He was also pantless. Go on.
But
He was wearing undies. They were little black.
He literally like threw it away from him, like not like it wouldn't latch on, like it violently flew away.
He
So I wonder
like
if it's
magnets.
yeah, exactly. I was about to say, like, I wonder if it's like magnets, and he's just like polarized
repel.
against.
That's what I was looking for.
Great.
He's just polarized against whatever this green stuff is.
Yeah.
But why Davin and not Johnny?
So here's
They're not brothers. Go on.
No.
Here's a random thing. It has to do with numbers, right? So we have 9 families, but that's 9 after there were originally more. So what if there were 12 families? Why is it so important that those people are kept happy? Is because perhaps within those 9 bloodlines, people are resistant to level 6. And then that would explain Dutch as well. Like, we were thinking that maybe she doesn't have anything, but I guess the thing bit her fine, so I don't know. But it calls into question who D'Avin's father is, I think. Because
Yeah.
if he's related to the 12 monks who went to
Right.
Arkin, might be interesting.
Yeah. I think it also lets us know that she's definitely not level 6, and that the goo that we thought was her blood was not her blood. Because we also saw she definitely bleeds red.
Yeah.
So I want to
Pretty
take a
badass
moment.
seppuku.
I want to take a moment to thank our fans. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you to everyone who's live in the chat. We do have people chatting away. And I want to say that we have this thing called iTunes where you can subscribe. You can listen to every episode for free. You can make sure you don't miss a single episode. And if you go on there, leave us a rating and a review. If you like us, you can give us 5 stars. If you don't like us, you can give us 4 stars. The other stars, they don't work, so don't even bother with those. But if you like us and you don't like us, either way, leave a comment, bang on your keyboard, let us know what we're doing well, what we can be doing better, and we'll read it live on the air. I have a review. Yay! From BadWolf09, Hoovian, who says, awesome, 5 stars, great after show, thanks. Well, thank you, Bad Wolf. Thank you. See how simple that was? That was probably what? 10 seconds to write?
Yeah, takes no time at all.
If English is not your first language, you can write it in a different language and we will translate it somehow. Or we'll try to read it. You know,
Yay.
one of those. We'll see. All right, let's talk about Alvis some more.
Real quick.
Yes.
You hate me so much.
No.
it's cool that you brought up like what the hive mind thing, because that's literally like the green goo.
Yes.
Like level 6 is like a hive mind, and everyone's accessing that computer.
Right.
So that's really cool.
Well, Johnny points out that it might be the same goo as the computer.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I mean, it seems like it would be weird if they introduced a second green goo that's just like a misdirect.
I disagree, because then there's always going to be that time when they use it to bait and switch and whatnots.
Yeah, but then it's also funny because Johnny was like, what did he say? He's like, not every space goo is that space goo.
Yeah. I just like when they say goo.
Goo.
Okay.
Giggity goo.
So let's talk about Alvis just a little bit and his faith dilemma, his jealousy thing that's going on with him and Davin. What is this? Why is everyone jealous of everyone, first of all? And second of all, did you not catch that quick little line she said at the beginning where she's never seen him out of his robes? And she was, well, because she has seen him out of his robes because they have a history. Did you guys catch that? Or is it just me?
Slightly.
Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't catch the seen him before.
Yes, they absolutely did. And at the end of this episode, he says he's going to jump ship at Leith. There's a monastery he's going to visit and get some more answers.
Getting some answers.
And then there's that almost kiss, and they got shafted by Lucy. Lucy is such a blocker. Maybe if she can't be
Lucy
happy.
says, no more hanky-panky on this ship. Look at what happened the last time you slept with somebody on this crew.
Do you think it's because it hurt Johnny's feelings when she slept with Davin? That Lucy's like, you're going to hurt Johnny again.
No.
Because I think Lucy knows Johnny well enough that, like, because that wasn't about the fact that Dutch hooked up with somebody. That was about the fact that it was, like, his brother
ruining their family unit.
Yeah.
I think Lucy is, if I can't be happy, no one gets to be happy. Because Lucy couldn't be with Johnny because he's all, Potter. I think that's what Lucy was up to, not just that she found information.
You know what's really sad is, like, the more I think about it, if they were to kill off any crew member this season, it would be Lucy.
You shut your mouth.
No, but think about it. Think about it, because if they wanted to raise the stakes and, like, end of season 2 kind of prediction, they've made us like this ship enough that they wouldn't have to really do anything except just take away the ship's voice. Sorry, Tamsin, but...
How dare you? I would be heartbroken, and it would ruin the show.
It would ruin the show.
It would ruin the show. Michelle, don't you dare.
It feels like an element that, like, that you don't gain enough by losing, and it's such an integral part of the show. I think they definitely will play with Lucy, especially if she really is getting jealous, and, like, when Potter gets back on board, like, Lucy's, like, just
and if they bring back Clara,
yeah.
That would be fun.
Can you imagine Lucy just having free reign over, like, the music that plays over the ship?
Yes, it'd be great.
Just, like, ruining the moment in different ways.
All right, before we get into predictions, because we're almost there, we need to talk about this Turan thing, right? So Turan sends them on this mission to begin with, and we find out from him Red 17 was blown up. We get confirmation on that. There was a data transfer, and Dutch is sick of people telling her what to do, which, good, Dutch. Take lead. It's what you do best. So she goes to Turan. She threatens him. She should have told him to get a haircut. It's just my opinion. And she's done taking orders. I like this new relationship with Turan. I know that last episode we were like, that's interesting. I like this relationship. I like her in charge. I like that she's asking him to say, where did that message go? You find out, and you tell me where to go.
So, question to you guys,
Yes.
and this is all open for interpretation. Mm-hmm. Do you think the psychotropic jug and the green stuff unlocked something in Dutch?
What do you mean?
So, we have memories, right? Mm-hmm. We have memories of Dutch as a girl, and then we have memories of Dutch as an adult. Mm-hmm. We don't really have anything in between. And then we have a moment where we have her hallucinating Klein telling her that she is already level 6 and they already did it to her, right? Mm-hmm.
And then she has her second version of herself.
Which
we've seen previously in the mirror.
And her second version of herself was smiling at her as she left. Mm-hmm. And now she's kind of taking on some of those attributes of the second version of herself. So let's play with the idea that she was a child. She was brought up by Klein. She was turned into level 6, and Klein unlevel 6'd her.
Ooh.
Because we don't get anything in between. We don't have anything in between from adult to child.
Right.
So everything that happened on Arkin, she very well could have been there.
Yeah.
She very well could be over 100, 200 years old.
Yeah.
Level 6 has kept her alive. Kept her young, looking young, and then Klein unlevel 6'd her to protect her.
Doesn't remember that there was a huge gap.
She doesn't remember anything. And the psychotropic drug brought out semi-memories.
I like that a lot.
Because even like her memories as a child, she can kind of remember. I mean, you see that she has difficulty with certain memories.
Let's take this into predictions, because we're already there. Might as well.
Turan's the dickiest dick who ever dicked. Thank you, Ivan Soto.
I actually think at the beginning of this episode, they call him a dick. And I was like, we're not going to repeat that line because it was a great line.
Yeah, that was a good line.
I also am going to start referring to people as that. I think that is a great prediction. I really like that idea. That he unlevel 6'd her.
Yeah.
So Stephen is saying Dutch is a cougar. Thank you, Jonathan Ma.
I mean, the key thing
Yeah,
about
she
being a level 6 is nanobots, which is easy to turn off. And we've already seen they can come out of a person.
Again, though, think of it this way.
No, I'm saying it holds up.
No, yeah, I'm agreeing with you. But
Okay.
if going back off that, nanobots, they're in her fluid. She has sex with freaking D'Avin, and suddenly D'Avin can't become level 6.
Oh, I like that.
Actually transmitted nanobots.
Wait, but she's had sex with other people. I guess they just never tried to turn them into 6s.
Yeah, they never tried to turn them into 6s.
Oh, I like that a lot.
I mean,
And has she... Well, yeah.
Well, let me tell you what's in the promo for next week so we can continue with our predictions. In the promo for the next episode, which is called Schooled, we have possibly zombie children. D'Avin says something about Klein's last transmission. Fancy Lee returns! Yay!
He fancily returns.
Nice. Dutch and some lady kiss. I like the look of that. Klein or someone is screaming from a stasis pod. I assume it's Klein because we've seen him in a stasis
It
pod.
looked like D'Avin, though.
I know. It was very confusing. It was very handsome. It was just screaming. And then there are pictures that were tweeted on Twitter. You can check them out. I don't recall who tweeted them, but I know that Tom Allison retweeted them. It's pictures of Pre looking gorgeous. Dutch and D'Avin visit him at the Royal. And there's a hot blonde, which I'm really hoping is the one that Dutch kisses. I like the looks of this.
Oh my God, yeah.
I'm really excited about next week. I don't know about you. It looks sexy.
Yeah, I mean, I think that symbol that Alvis is talking about, I think it's going to become incredibly important to... It goes back to a theory that we've talked about a lot about, where the Rack and Klein, sort of like Red 17, and whatever the origins of the Scarback's religion is all really the same thing, and they're just different pieces of the same.
Yeah.
Like the same head
Different
is running
branches
all of these different
of the same tree.
Of the same tree, exactly.
And the roots grew.
Also, I'm gonna predict just like on the with Lucy.
Yeah.
Like she is, if she continues with this jealousy of Potter,
Right.
she's going to find a way into a body for one episode. I don't know about if it's a human body or an android, or maybe somebody who's part
Android,
part human.
Alice.
In order
and
to
Alice?
try to like make a move on Johnny.
Clara, Alice, and Lucy all in one body. Whew, that sounds beautiful.
I'm gonna throw something your way.
Is that the blonde? Oh my god. Sorry, go on.
I'm gonna throw something your way.
I'm so excited.
So we know that the green goo from the creatures, right, is a hive mind kind of thing. We're assuming it's the same green goo.
Mossapedes.
The Mossapedes. We're assuming it's the same thing that the computer is basically made on.
Sure.
Klein's trying to prevent them from knowing where it is or whatever, taking it off the list. And then we have a woman in charge, the lady, right?
Yeah.
What's interesting in this to me is what can you do once you wall off a bunch of cities? You can expose everyone in those cities to the same thing.
I mean, that also takes us back to like last season when we had the thing that kills all the people.
But last season was based on DNA. If you look at the cities as farms instead of cities, now that they're all walled in, just convert everyone in that to level 6, and you basically have a hive mind with the lady controlling an army of everyone.
I mean, I think we might be forgetting that last episode was about this gas that could kill everybody, and that might be part of why you wall everybody in, right? Is they want to, I think they'd want to kill everybody more so than make useless people level 6s.
But they still need those people to like work the mines.
No, the mines are shut down.
Everything on Westerly?
Oh, maybe it's just an old town. But like, no, because they bombed the hells out of Westerly, didn't they? Or is it just Old Town? All right.
I know, but you have...
I thought, or no, I guess it would have been...
I don't remember.
You set a precedent, though. I mean, what did Jelko say? He wants, if you want people to obey, you show what happens to people who rebel.
Right.
So you start doing things that people would normally be, like, not okay with, but then they're okay with it because you bomb the hell out of the other people. It's like, it's kind of similar to how the Holocaust happened. And I hate to bring that up, but when you look at the tactics being involved, subjecting people to such terrifying things and doing experiments on them, meanwhile nobody else is resisting because of the precedent that's previously been set by bombing Old Town.
I think the difference in this would be that level 6s are people that are worthy, air quotes, or trained enough or strong enough or military enough, because they are the next level of Killjoys, as opposed to just everyday farmers and miners.
There can be a difference between level 6 and becoming part of a hive mind. Mm-hmm. Level 6 can be the people who control it.
Yeah. All right. I see what you're saying.
You can throw it out. You can pick up what I'm throwing down, Kimosabi.
I mean, I'll pick it up, but I'm not holding on to it. I don't know what that means. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Are there any other predictions in the chat that we want to share? No?
Oh, there's a great prediction from Jonathan Ma. Can the gas kill a level 6? Because technically it dehydrates you. Does it dry up the goo?
Interesting question.
I like it.
I hope we find out.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to see that. It might be disgusting.
Yeah, I'd be very interested to see like how fast all the nanobots and the goo together can cleanse a person.
Did anyone else think that the monk was gonna be alive?
I thought something was gonna happen.
I did like that Elvis took his shirt off so that we could see his back. Felt very necessary. Thank you.
Objectifying.
I predict that Dutch and Elvis are not gonna stay together because it's just too weird.
Why is it weird?
I don't know. It doesn't.
Because he's a monk. It's a different kind of monk.
I don't know. I'm just not feeling it between those two.
Okay. I hope we get some more lady lovers for Dutch. That's what I want.
Sure.
That's what I want. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you to everyone in the chat, everyone who went to iTunes and subscribed. Stephen, why don't you tell people where they can find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Yael Tygiel. That's YaelTygiel. Or you can follow my friend Stephen Lemieux at Stephen Lemieux.
Yeah, Stephen Lemieux.
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at @ThatZachWilson. And hey guys, if you have checked out Netflix's Stranger Things, we here at AfterBuzz did a partnership thing with Netflix. So you can go to youtube.com/Netflix to see me, Roxy Shari, Jesse Janity, and Tiana Hobson host the Netflix Stranger Things after show. youtube.com/Netflix.
Also, if you're going to be in San Diego this weekend, you better show up to the AfterBuzz fan meetup. All of the AfterBuzz hosts that are going to be there in San Diego will be at this meetup, so come and say hello. The info has been tweeted out, so find it on Twitter at Yael Tygiel. That's YaelTygiel. Also, AfterBuzz posted it on Instagram at AfterBuzz TV. That's right, SDCC, AfterBuzz TV fan meetup. Be there, and we will see you. Well, they will see you next week for more Killjoys. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The warrant is all.
From executive producers Maria Menounos,
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.